First thing you always do with zipper construction, invisible zipper construction, is flatten the teeth as best you can. Typically these are polyesters, invisible zippers, and a medium heat should do it. Now you'll see I'm going to do some here and just try to flatten them as much as you can from the wrong side. The wrong side is where you iron. You can see the zipper here is flipped over to the wrong side. I've already done this, so I'm going to move along quickly here, but get them as flat as you can. They're never going to stay totally flat, but do that. It's going to make your life a lot easier as you go forward. Now your next step is turn the garment right side out, and you're going to draw lines on each side of the opening where the zipper is going to go, typically in the back. You're going to draw lines that are 5/8 from the raw edge of the seam. If you have a black garment, the right side up being what matters here, it's a little harder to mark where the zipper is. One way you can try to do it is with a piece of chalk, a piece of soap, etc. But it's still, the line needs to be 5/8 out from the raw edge. This is obviously just a practice document. A practice piece of fabric, but you can do it that way. There is another way that you can do it that might be a little easier. A second way you can deal with black fabric is to put a piece of tape. Now I'm using painter's tape here, but masking tape, anything that's going to show you some visibility. Just make sure that you put the edge of the tape. That's going to be where that you normally would put your line for the teeth of the zipper, but just make sure that it's 5/8 out. That's really critical. Now don't go inside that, because if you do, you could catch it in the sewing. Now look at, I'm going to take a black zipper, and you should be able to see the edging a little better than, well, I might have to zoom it up a little bit, but I'll do that. You can see it's right up to the tape, right there. Do your normal pinning. You're going to have, this to this side here of it, there's going to be, like a 1/4 inch or so that's going to be, to the raw edge. But this is going to be this is very similar to the doing the line with drawing line. Now, one thing to be aware of, several things actually. When you're sewing here, okay, you don't want that tape to be anywhere past the edge of those teeth, because if you do that, it's going to catch the needle's going to catch it, and then you're going to have to pick it all out. It's really a drag to do that. It really is. I would try to use a type of tape that comes off cleanly and and quickly. Reason is, again, you don't want to. This is the right side of this is the right side here you're working on, and you don't want to leave residue on there. So once you got everything set up, you're pinned, you're happy with it, you know you're at 5/8, double check, make sure that those teeth are there. Then you get this would now be sewn just for ease, and we're going to just take this off, boom, and no residue. Painter's tape's actually pretty good for that, and you can see the original line I did with a pencil, which isn't as great. But you can do it that way too, and as I demonstrated in the earlier video. And as you can see, I've drawn lines. They're 5/8 away from the edge of the seam all the way to the top and down as far as you can go. Typically this particular dress has a seam joining the bodice and the skirt. Go below that. Down below to where the zipper's likely to end. You don't have to be too perfect here, but just make sure you go down below that seam joining the skirt quite a ways, and that should take care of you. Don't sew anything yet. Inside the zipper packaging itself, you're going to find a very handy step-by-step for installing it. Notice that in this particular packaging, I think it's Coats and something, you start on the side over here. You're going to see that, but that's where you start, and it'll seem a little confusing at first, but it's really not too bad. I think you're going to enjoy doing this.